My beloved brothers and sisters, when you rise with the sun, speak to your soul these 5 lines. Let them be your daily bread. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is at its most vulnerable and impressionable state. It is in this quiet, unguarded moment that the foundation of your entire day is laid. That is why beginning your day with spiritual strength is not simply a suggestion, it is a necessity. This strength is not the kind that comes from mere positive thinking or motivational slogans. It is a strength that is rooted in something far deeper, more eternal and more unshakable. It is the strength that comes from above, from the divine, from the one who fashioned your soul and breathed life into your being. To begin your day with this strength is to remind yourself that you do not walk alone and that the power sustaining you is greater than anything that may try to pull you down. Many people wake up and immediately grab their phones, letting social media, bad news, or the weight of yesterday set the tone for the new day. But what if, instead of starting with noise, you started with truth? What if your first thoughts were not shaped by fear or anxiety, but by the calm assurance that you are not abandoned, that you are not powerless? When you begin your day by grounding yourself in spiritual strength, you align your heart with what is eternal. You put on an invisible armor that shields you from discouragement, temptation, confusion, and despair. You clothe yourself in the peace and power of the divine presence, and that makes all the difference. Spiritual strength is not always loud. It does not always manifest as an emotional high or a dramatic breakthrough. Often it is quiet. It is the steady whisper in your spirit that says, "If you can get through this." It is the silent resolve that keeps you kind when others are cruel, calm when others panic, faithful when others falter. This strength doesn't run out like physical energy. In fact, it is often renewed in weakness. When your body is tired, when your mind is clouded, when your emotions are frayed, that is when spiritual strength rises, if you allow it. That is why you must begin your day acknowledging it, welcoming it, and speaking it over your life. It is important to remember that this strength does not come from within your own human nature. Left on its own, the heart can become proud, fearful, or bitter. True strength comes when you surrender the day to a higher will. When you say, "Not by my might, but by a greater power," you allow grace to take the lead. You shift from striving to trusting. You stop trying to carry every burden yourself and instead rely on the one who carries all things effortlessly. You find rest, not in the absence of trouble, but in the presence of one who is greater than trouble itself. This kind of beginning changes everything. It changes the way you speak to your family, your coworkers, and even your enemies. It changes how you respond to problems, not with panic, but with patience. It changes how you see time, not as something to be wasted, but as a holy opportunity to live with purpose. Spiritual strength does not mean you will never feel weak. It means that in your weakness, you will find a source that never runs dry. It is not about pretending to be okay when you're not. It is about knowing that you're being held even when everything around you is falling apart. In a world that celebrates self-reliance, it may seem strange to talk about dependence. But beginning your day with spiritual strength is not about becoming passive or giving up responsibility. It is about anchoring yourself so deeply in the truth that no matter what storms come, you do not drift, you do not break. You may bend, you may struggle, but you remain rooted. This strength enables you to stand for what is right, to speak when silence would be easier, and to love when hate seems justified. It gives you courage to forgive, discipline to resist temptation, and peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. This is why the first words you speak to yourself matter so much. They are not empty affirmations or hollow declarations. They are reminders of your true identity and calling. They are confessions of faith, not in your own ability, but in the one who upholds all things. They reset your focus, cleanse your thoughts, and bring your soul back into alignment with heaven. Before the noise of the world creeps in, before the demands of life begin to press upon you, you have a sacred moment, just you and the Creator. In that moment, speak strength into your soul. Speak light into your mind. Speak truth over your heart. Speak not from fear, but from faith. Speak not from pride, but from surrender. Speak not as one who is unsure, but as one who is already victorious through the one who goes before you. When you rise each morning, before your feet even touch the floor, remind yourself that you are not alone. This truth, simple yet profound, has the power to reshape your entire day. You may open your eyes to a world filled with uncertainties, troubles waiting in your home, your workplace, your health, or your relationships. Yet despite all these uncertainties, there is one unchanging certainty: you are never alone. You are watched over, guided, and cared for by a presence that sees what you cannot see and knows what you do not know. A presence that walks with you in silence and in storms. This is not about feeling something emotionally or waiting for some mystical sign. It is about choosing to believe with unwavering faith that you are seen, you are known, you are loved. There are eyes upon you from heaven, and these eyes do not miss anything. They see every tear, every moment of fear, every silent battle. This divine presence does not slumber. It does not forget. It does not grow weary. Even when people walk away, when your name is misunderstood, when your motives are judged, heaven still sees you in truth. Knowing this gives a quiet strength. It calms the anxious heart and gives courage to face what lies ahead. So many wake up feeling forgotten. So many rise with the weight of loneliness pressing on their chest. But loneliness is often a deception. You might feel alone, but feeling is not fact. The truth is, there is a constant presence that surrounds you like light surrounds the morning sky. You are never abandoned, not for a moment. Even when you walk through dark valleys or climb steep hills, you are being carried, watched over, and guided by a hand that never lets go. This realization doesn't make all problems vanish, but it gives you a reason to take the next step with hope. This awareness must become part of your daily rhythm. You must speak it, not just think it. Declare it over yourself each morning. I am not alone. These 4 words can break chains of fear and lift the fog of confusion. They remind your soul of its anchor. They call your spirit back to confidence. They teach your heart to stop striving for approval and rest in the fact that it is already loved, already held, already protected. And when you go through your day with this assurance, you carry yourself differently, not in pride, but in peace. Some trust in their own strength, others in the approval of people. But you trust in the unseen presence that has never failed. You trust in the one who stood with you when no one else could, who heard the prayers you whispered in the night, and who answers not always with noise, but often with a quiet reassurance in your soul. You don't need to see the whole path to know you are guided. You don't need to hear a voice to know you are being led. You just need to start each day with this truth at your core: I am not alone, and I shall not fear. That is your shield. That is your starting point. That is your peace. Each new morning brings its own challenges, uncertainties, and responsibilities. Before the demands of the day begin to press in, speak this truth to yourself: box, whatever comes my way, I will face it with faith, not doubt. This declaration is more than just a motivational phrase. It is a commitment, a decision to stand firm in trust, even when the path ahead is unclear. It is a choice to anchor your heart in the unseen, to believe that you are not walking into the unknown alone, and that there is a purpose behind every step, even the difficult ones. Faith does not deny the presence of challenges, it confronts them with a different spirit. Where doubt whispers, "You can't," faith replies, "You will." Where doubt focuses on limitations, faith looks to possibilities. It is not rooted in human strength or clever solutions, but in a quiet trust that the one who holds your life sees what you cannot see and has already made provision for what you have yet to encounter. Starting your day with this mindset prepares you to meet hardship not with fear, but with courage. Not with panic, but with peace. Doubt is like a slow poison. It clouds the mind and weakens the spirit. It causes you to second guess every decision and shrink back from every opportunity. It distracts you from the truth and leads you to believe that what you face is bigger than what is within you. Faith, on the other hand, lifts your eyes above the waves. It reminds you that you are not defined by your feelings or circumstances. You are defined by the truth, and the truth is that you are equipped, you are guided, and you are never alone. Faith turns the impossible into testimony. It sees the obstacle and still moves forward. This daily choice to walk by faith does not mean you will never feel fear, but it means fear will not rule you. It means that even when you tremble, you will not turn back. You may face sickness, loss, betrayal, or uncertainty, but faith holds you steady. It keeps you from drowning in what could go wrong and helps you focus on what is still possible. It teaches your heart to rest even when the winds are strong, and to trust that no step you take in faith will ever be wasted. Every morning, you must make this decision again, because doubt will always try to creep in through your thoughts, your news feed, your conversations. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is grounded in the knowledge that you have a solid foundation beneath you. It is the voice that reminds you of past victories when today's battle seems overwhelming. It's the whisper that says, "He was faithful then, and He will be faithful now." When you speak faith over your day before it begins, you set the tone. You shift your atmosphere. You don't wait to see if things will go well. You speak into your day with authority, saying, "No matter what comes, I will stand in faith." This posture of faith transforms how you speak, how you listen, and how you respond. It gives you discernment to recognize what is temporary and what is eternal. It allows you to navigate through trials without losing your peace. It guards your thoughts and strengthens your resolve. Instead of reacting from fear, you begin responding from faith. Instead of complaining, you begin declaring. This is not arrogance, it is confidence in what has been promised. And that confidence is unshakable, not because of who you are, but because of who walks with you. You must hold fast to this confession, not just once, but daily. Speak it when the day begins, and speak it when the storm comes. Speak it in silence, and speak it in struggle. Faith is not the absence of resistance. It is the power to endure it. It is the strength to walk forward, knowing that your steps are ordered, your trials are not random, and your outcome is already secure. That is why before you do anything else, you speak these words: "Whatever comes my way, I will face it with faith, not doubt." Let that be the banner over your day. Each day, before you speak to anyone else, speak to yourself as, "My tongue will speak life, my hands will serve peace, and my heart will carry love." These are not just poetic words, they are a spiritual commitment, a vow made in the quiet of morning that shapes how you walk through the noise of life. Your words, your actions, your intentions, these are not small things, they are seeds. And what you plant throughout your day will surely grow, whether for good or for harm. That is why you must begin each morning with this clear decision to build and not to break, to bless and not to curse, to love and not to hate. Your tongue holds power. With a single word, you can lift someone or crush them. With one sentence, you can calm a storm or start one. How many moments have been ruined by careless words? How many relationships damaged by sharp tongues? And yet, how many hearts have been healed by a kind word spoken in the right moment? To speak life means to be intentional, to choose encouragement when it's easier to criticize, to offer grace when others expect judgment, to declare hope where others see only despair. Your words are not just sounds, they carry spirit, they carry weight. That is why you must guard your mouth and guide it with purpose. But words alone are not enough. Your hands must follow what your mouth declares. To serve peace is to become an active agent of healing in a world that thrives on division. It means you don't just avoid conflict, you sow harmony. You don't just stay silent in the face of wrong, you reach out even when it's inconvenient. Whether it's helping someone in need, calming a tense situation, or offering quiet support to someone struggling, your hands have the ability to bring peace where chaos once ruled. They are not tools for selfish gain, but instruments of compassion. And at the center of it all is your heart, the source from which your words and actions flow. A heart that carries love cannot carry hatred at the same time. A heart that is filled with divine love becomes a vessel, one that pours out kindness even when it's not returned, one that chooses forgiveness over bitterness, one that remains soft even when the world tries to harden it. Carrying love is not weakness. It is strength under control. It means you are not ruled by your emotions, but led by a deeper calling to reflect the very nature of mercy and truth. This declaration must become more than a habit. It must become a standard. Each morning you are declaring war on the bitterness, jealousy, and anger that try to creep into your soul. You are saying, not today. You are taking charge of your thoughts, your tone, your touch, and your temperament. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Every time you choose to speak life, serve peace, and carry love, you are shaping the atmosphere around you. You are changing not just your day, but the days of those who encounter you. This commitment does not depend on how others treat you. You do not wait to be shown kindness before showing it. You do not speak life only when others are kind to you. No, you lead. You go first. Even when others fall short, you stay faithful to your vow. Because this is who you are becoming, not just someone who reacts, but someone who responds with purpose. And when this becomes your rhythm, when this becomes your morning declaration, your life begins to align with something higher, something holy. Each morning, as the light breaks through the darkness, remind yourself with purpose as this day is a gift. I will not waste it in worry, but live it with purpose and praise. Time is not promised. Each sunrise is not just another routine moment. It is a divine offering, a sacred chance to begin again, to breathe, to act, to love, to change. Many rise from their beds, but remain imprisoned by yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's fears. But today, this very day, is the only moment you truly hold. And it is a gift far too precious to be spent in anxiety, fear, or aimless distraction. Worry steals silently. It does not shout, yet it consumes. It convinces you that you must solve everything now, that you must control what cannot be controlled, that you must fear what may never come. But worry does not add value to your life. It subtracts from it. It takes your strength, your focus, your joy. And worst of all, it robs you of the present moment. When you worry, you live in a place that doesn't exist, see the future. And in doing so, you miss the beauty of now. The people before you, the blessings you've been given, the small victories unfolding quietly around you. Choosing not to waste the day in worry does not mean you ignore responsibilities or deny difficulties. It means you trust that each challenge has its time and each burden its place. You surrender what is beyond your control and focus on what is in your hands today. That is where purpose begins. Purpose is not always found in grand achievements. Sometimes it's found in how you speak to your child, how you treat a stranger, how you do your work with integrity, how you pray with sincerity, how you keep going when no one sees. Purpose is not far away, it is in front of you. If your heart is awake to it, living with purpose transforms routine into worship. It turns tasks into offerings. You begin to see your time not as something to pass, but as something to invest. And with that, praise flows naturally, not as an emotion, but as a decision. You praise not because everything is perfect, but because you are still here. You praise because you have breath in your lungs, strength in your spirit, and the grace of another day. Praise shifts your eyes from what's missing to what's present, from what's broken to what's still whole. It softens the heart, clears the mind, and resets your spirit. Each morning you wake, you are given a blank page. You cannot rewrite yesterday, and you cannot read tomorrow. But you can write today with courage, with clarity, with gratitude. You can speak words that build. You can move with intention. You can silence fear with faith. This is your day to live, not just to survive, but to rise with vision and to walk with meaning. You are not here by accident. You are here for a reason, and today is part of that reason. Every morning, when you stand at the threshold of a new day, speak these words to yourself. Let my morning declarations shape my mindset and guide my steps. The thoughts you nurture first thing in the morning have extraordinary power. They set the tone for how you perceive the world, how you respond to challenges, and how you carry yourself in every interaction. If your mind is filled with doubt, negativity, or fear, that will color everything that follows. But if you intentionally choose to declare hope, strength, and purpose, you begin your day aligned with your highest self. Your mindset is like fertile soil. The seeds you plant there, whether they be thoughts of possibility or thoughts of defeat, will grow and bear fruit. Morning declarations act as the planting of good seeds. They help you focus on what matters and remind you who you are at your core. These declarations are not mere affirmations, they are spoken commitments that shape your inner landscape. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to respond with resilience instead of resistance, with faith instead of fear. The morning is a sacred moment, a reset button for the soul. Before the noise of the world invades your peace, speak clearly to yourself what you want to carry through the day. Let your declarations be filled with gratitude for what is, courage for what's ahead, and confidence in your ability to navigate whatever comes. This intentional start changes how you interpret setbacks. They become lessons rather than losses. It changes how you interact with others. You become a source of calm rather than chaos. It changes your energy. You walk with purpose, not aimlessness. Your daily declarations create a ripple effect. They influence your emotions, your decisions, and even your body language. When you consistently begin with positive, faith-filled words, you begin to embody those truths, your attitude shifts, your resilience strengthens, and your ability to influence your environment grows. You become a beacon of light in your circles, a person who leads not by force but by example. This is the power of spoken word combined with a faithful heart. Let this habit become a sacred ritual. Not just something you do out of routine, but something you do with intention and reverence. Speak your declarations aloud if you can. Feel them in your spirit and carry them with you as a shield throughout your day. When you make this commitment, you invite transformation. Your mindset, your day, and ultimately your life will be shaped by the words you choose to speak each morning. As you stand each morning on the edge of a new day, remember this: the words you speak to yourself are not just echoes in the air, they are the foundation of your reality. They have the power to build or to break, to give life or to drain it away. Choose to speak strength, faith, life, peace, love, purpose, and praise. Let these declarations be your armor, your compass, and your song. For when you commit to beginning each day with powerful, intentional words, you are not just facing the world, you are transforming it, starting from within. Your voice is the key to unlocking the greatness that lies inside you. Speak wisely, speak boldly, and watch as your life rises to meet the promise of your morning declarations.